Hello, welcome to the Quicksilver Adventuring League. Today, I thought I'd actually go over one of the creatures that I'd like to use in the campaign. I've used it a few times, and I got it out of the Tome of Beasts 1 from Cobalt Press. It's called the Grim Jester, but I really like using creatures that are not out of the Monster Manual or any of the standard text that D&D releases because I have a lot of old hats in my game, and I do have a few new players, but the old hats, I just like to surprise them with some creatures that they're not aware of. And if I'm not home brewing a character, I go to these alternate sources like I have up here, the Tome of Beasts 1 through 3, the Creature Codex, and any other source I can find. I mean, there's a lot of homebrew stuff online, but today I'm going to focus on this guy, the Grim Jester, out of the first Tome of Beasts, and he's on page 240. This particular creature is for actual higher level campaigns. It's a CR 11, and so you need to read over the creature to make sure that it's actually something that'll fit in with your current party. But yeah, it is for the higher level and does have quite a few high level abilities to go with it. And as you can tell from the picture I'm showing, it is an undead. They actually have quite a few resistances and immunities. Actually, on the resistance side, there's only one, and that's cold. But immunities, they're immune to necrotic, poison, and bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage from non-magical weapons. Then on the condition front, they're immune to charmed, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, and poisoned. So quite a list there as well. One thing that stuck out to me when I first saw this creature was that they have exactly zero combat abilities in the sense of there's no slash, bite, no weapons. They have nothing. They rely solely on magic and joke telling. Then right here on the spell front, they actually have things like it's a lot of illusion and damage dealing magic. It's disguise self, inflict wounds, magic mouth, misty step, contagion, mirror image, delayed blast, fireball, finger of death. Well, that's fun. Mislead and seeming. So there's a lot of high level and low level, but it's some damage dealing and definitely some illusion magic, which fits right in with the monster. Then one thing about this undead, it actually has advantage on the saving throw against a cleric's turn undead, so it's more likely to not be impacted. Another ability it has is called Mock the Dying. So any death saves made within 60 feet of it are made with disadvantage. So the characters, anyone that's down that low, is going to be doing disadvantage on all of those death saves. Kind of ugly. Then the Grim Jester actually has three recharge abilities. Ridicule Hope, Joker Shuffle, and Killing Joke. Ridicule Hope is actually a reaction, and the Grim Jester can cause any healing spell cast within 60 feet of it to actually inflict damage instead of healing it. So whatever it would have healed actually does that amount of damage, and it's a recharge of 4 to 6. Next is Joker Shuffle, which is a recharge of a 6. And essentially, the Grim Jester targets someone, and then they have to make a DC 17 Charisma save, or they actually swap appearances with the Grim Jester and locations. So they look and sound just like the Jester, and vice versa. But now they're also in the exact same locations that each other were in, and no one knows that they've swapped. And so they can't, say that they did because they sound just like the Jester, and the Jester's full of mirth and would actually try to act like this normally. So it's very hard for the party to understand what happened. And it can last for an hour until the Grim Jester drops as a bonus action or someone dispels it. So, yeah, it's quite an impactful moment for the party when this happens. And the next ability is called the Killing Joke. And it's also a recharge of 6. And essentially, within a 60-foot radius, the Grim Jester tells a joke that is just so funny that you have to make a save. And if you fail, you fall on the ground and for 1d4 rounds in a fit of laughter. And during each of those rounds, you can't do anything. You're prone and you're just on the ground in this fit of laughter. And at the end of each of your rounds, you have to make a con save. If you fail, you're knocked to 0 hit points. The laughter can be ended early with a greater restoration or knocking the person unconscious. Another thing that's great for this creature for role-playing purposes, if he dies, essentially this is a minion of a god of death. And if he did not die in some way that is humorous for that god of death, the creature is then respawned 1d20 days later at a location of that god of death's choosing. So if it doesn't die in some way funny, it's just going to reappear and can become a recurring issue for the party. In the campaign that I actually used this creature, I actually had him show up, and then the party did not kill him in a funny way. So I had him actually respawn and then show up a few months later for the party to have to fight again. Then when they fought him again, I actually had him use his delayed blast fireball, and the mechanics of the fireball allow it to be tossed around a little bit, and the characters can actually do a deck save to catch it. Jester and the party play a little bit of hot potato with the delayed blast fireball, which was quite humorous. And then I actually do fumble charts and crit charts in my game. So I rolled a 1 with the Grim Jester to throw the fireball back at the party, and he fumbled it. And it during the throw, I had him drop it behind him and blow himself up. So that was funny to the Death God in that case, and he did not respawn. But yeah, that encounter was a lot of fun for everyone, myself included. He even says in the reading that they'd like to get their hands on anything that causes chaos. Wands of Wonder, any type of chaos magic, even references a deck of many things. So these guys love to just cause mayhem. I highly recommend using some of these books as alternate sources for creatures and even swapping them out in some of the store-bought campaigns with some of the creatures out of these books so that it's actually new and fresh for your players. It can actually put quite the twist on the encounter that you're running. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll continue to put out new content. Thanks.